David Boyle and I'm quitting alcohol. So I think Melbourne is a much better city than Sydney. Like my wife's friends who we're staying with, they're renting a place in a pretty decent area in Melbourne and they are paying less rent than we're paying, and they have a 4-bedroom house with 3 bathrooms, 2-car garage, backyard. It's huge. It's a huge fucking place. And we're paying more rent than them. And we have the equivalent of pretty much their living room and their kitchen. Our whole apartment is their living room and kitchen. And it just doesn't make fucking sense to live in Sydney. The only attraction to Sydney is Sydney Harbour. If you're not seeing Sydney Harbour every morning or let's say 5 times a week, actually, if you're not waking up, looking out your window and seeing Sydney Harbour, then there's absolutely no fucking point living in Sydney. If you're living any further than fucking, let's say, half an hour from the harbour, because I will give it to you, Sydney Harbour is fucking spectacular. It is pretty, it's beautiful, it's great on the eye. It's one of the better places in the world. I don't think there's many places in the world as easy on the eye as Sydney Harbour on a sunny fucking day. I'll give Sydney that. But aside from that, it is an absolute husk of a city. And if you're living 30 minutes away from it and you very rarely see Sydney Harbour, live somewhere else. Live in a different city. I looked it up. To live in the place, my wife's friends, where we're staying, to live in this place in Sydney costs $2,500 a week, $10,000 a month to rent a place, the equivalent. It's just not doable, but you can live like a decent life here. And everything's just far more laid back here. There doesn't seem to be that fucking just constant stress. It's not even stress, it's just that the fucking place vibrates at a different level. Like, you can still be a young person in Victoria. Like, you can still go to university here. You can rent an apartment and you don't have to be 4 people per room, still paying $200 each a week. Like, Sydney, you're paying this premium for something that very few people even fucking touch. Bondi Beach is an overrated dump. Fucking Manly, that area's all right, I suppose, but I wouldn't even like to live out there. Like North Sydney, yeah, I suppose, whatever. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me to live in Sydney anymore. I've never liked Sydney. I didn't even want to move back there. I would be all up for coming back to Melbourne. But I also just want to move directly out of Australia. So it has been pretty good to be back here. Everything's just much easier here for some reason. I know I'm on holiday and whatever, but fucking, I miss Melbourne. I do miss it. And the air feels fresher out here and it feels greener. And I don't mind a little bit colder weather. I'm enjoying my time here. I've had a little bit of a fucking rest today, but I'm going to start meeting some of my old friends tomorrow. So let's see how that fucking goes. Anyway, it's Monday and you know what that means. It's Ask Boyle time. So if you have a question you would like answered by one of the greatest minds of the generation or any generation, comedian, philosopher, crane operator, waterproofer, Boyle, then head to my website. There's a section there for Ask Boyle. While you're there fucking asking me a question, why don't you send in a fucked up Friday as well? I need a fucked up Friday. Someone who came to the gig on Saturday, just write up the review of the gig. I'll read that out as a fucked up Friday. That'd be perfect. Anyway, get your fucked up Fridays in. So let's get to this week's Ask Boyle. Okay, this one is from Bazaar. Dear Boyle, have you seen the new comedy reality show LOL? Last one laughing. 10 famous comedians are put in a room for 7 hours and they only get 2 chances to laugh and then they're kicked out. In summary, they need to stop themselves from laughing at each other. The comedians on the Aussie one are a bit more attached to leveraging props, etc., but the English one is a bit more classy. As an established comedian, how would you fare in a situation like that? Would you struggle or thrive to make people laugh on the fly without your act? Bazaar. What? Big bad bustling Bazaar. You have come to the right place. So, something like that, the only way I would be able to make people laugh in a show like that is if the resentment I felt just by being there was able to like reverberate. Like if I was able to reflect the disgust I had in the people I was surrounded by, if I was able to be like a mirror that reflected hate, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even be trying to make people laugh. I would just be hating it so much and I would just pull a disgusted face at just every single thing. And if that's enough to knock people out, then that's the only way I'd be able to get through it. And I have seen the Australian episode of this, and it's not so much that the Australians leverage props, it's the fucking hack shit fucking industry comedians they choose to go on those shows that aren't even funny in the first place. They're all hack fucking shit cunts. So that's why they use props, and I assume the English version have slightly less hacky comedians. I just hate anything like that. Could I do it in a room full of normal people? Yeah, probably. I mean, that's what life was before comedy, just like trying to make people laugh. Could I do it in a room full of narcissistic, sociopathic, fucking hack comics for a competition and a shot at fame? I don't know. I can imagine I would sit in the corner just spewing hate, and I don't know. I don't know if I could do anything but that, because when I even watch 5 minutes of it, just my whole body vibrates with a venom that is almost uncontrollable, especially when I watch the Australian version. Those prop hacks. And I know what you're talking about. Anyway, it's kind of made me mad. But I guess the question you're really asking is, am I funny outside of my act? I am a lot less funny outside of comedy since I started comedy. You know what I mean? Like now it's part of the biz. I can't be fucked being funny in real life. Although I enjoy being funny just in day-to-day life now more than I do on stage. Like when I make my kids laugh, I really enjoy that. When I make my wife laugh, I enjoy that. When I make the dudes at work laugh, I enjoy that. When I make a random fat lady laugh at an open mic, I don't know, it doesn't warm my heart as much. I still do like that. It's fun making people laugh, no matter what. Anyway, I hope that answered your question. That'll do for, oh fuck, I still need to do those 4 books from the other. Oh, 5 books from last week. The 5 fiction books. I'm not doing it now. Anyway, fucking that'll do for tonight. And I'll see you the fuck later.